Who's the bigger racist? Donald Trump or the NBA? Whose hiring practices are more bigoted? The NBA or the Trump administration with their appointments of lifelong judicial positions? I ask because during the debate, Kamala Harris claimed the following.
And do you know that of the 50 people who President Trump appointed to the Court of Appeals for lifetime appointments, not one is black? This is what they've been doing. You want to talk about packing a court? Let's have that discussion.
If someone were to say that there are fine people on both sides of this debate, I want to make it clear that I'm not talking about
the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Or Kamala Harris. Cherry-picking her words to include appeals court, she was implying that the Trump administration is 100% racist and refuses to hire black judges. Okay, let's dig into the numbers. Blacks, 12% of the US population. So if we want to satisfy DNC crony Kamala and her affirmative action mandate, Trump should have hired 12% black judges. Right? Simple? Let's keep that in mind and let's check out the actual numbers over at pewresearch.org. As of July 2020, they will tell us that the Trump administration has appointed 194 justices onto the lower courts. However, in a far cry from the zero Kamala affirmative action Harris wants us to believe, 8 of them are black. But you might ask, and perhaps rightly, doesn't that still sort of make her point even though she grossly exaggerated and lied? That's a 4.1% hiring rate, which is well below the expected identity politics value that she was aiming for. Gosh, I guess maybe she might be correct in her assertion to some degree. Sure, she grossly exaggerated it in order to make the Trump administration appear totally racist. But, it's well below and outside the standard deviation of how many judges should have been applied if you're going to go for 12%. So, case closed. Kamala wins, right. What's that? Oh, really? Someone just informed me that the American Bar Association reports 5% of attorneys are black. Having a law degree, it's a minimum prerequisite for judgeship. So, of the population eligible to attain these positions, the Trump administration is well within the expected standard deviation for number of appointees. I take it back. Maybe Trump and his administration really aren't that racist. Now, in the race for most racist, let's take a look at the NBA. And let's be totally fair about this. As I previously mentioned, black people, 12% of the population. But they only make up 4.1% of the NBA. That doesn't sound right. Does that sound right? No way. I've seen games before. Rechecking that statistic, black people are 75% of the NBA. What? Personally, I'm absolutely outraged. If blacks were, say, 14, even 16% of basketball, I wouldn't bat an eyelash. But hiring at over 6 times the rate, what could possibly account for such a huge disparity? Sorry, there is no other politically correct explanation other than racism that could possibly account for NBA hiring practices. And who are the victims? You're looking at one. Right here, I am a victim. It has a lot of cachet amongst today's employers who want to hire non-productive people, so make sure to put it down on your resume. But here's the truth. I'm actually a really, really good basketball player. Of course, for my height and for my race, that goes without saying. But now I find out that it's because of systemically racist hiring practices that I never received my $1 million NBA contract. I'm aggrieved. I am a victim of systemic racism. White people are so vastly underrepresented, while black people, like Allen Iverson, who won't even practice,
We're talking about practice,
are cherry-picked to play point guard ahead of me. And the racism is absolutely rampant across all NBA courts this year. They have literally painted their racist slogans everywhere in an effort to inundate the populace with their woke, bigoted agenda. And how racist are they? Let's just take a hypothetical situation where a black man, let's make up a name, let's call him Jacob B. Oh, that's a little bit too obvious. Let's say his name is Jay Blake. That'll do. This imaginary figure, let's say he's an accused rapist, and he's at the home of the woman who had accused him of the heinous crime. And he has a felony warrant out for his arrest. And when the police arrive, he resists them and scuffles with the officers. And when the police tasers don't work, he walks towards a car with children in it, knowing that the police guns are trained on him, reaches in for something, could be a gun, could be a weapon, and the police shoot him. And the NBA quits its playoff games to protest in favor of someone who seems to be a very, very bad person. Question: would they have done the same if it was a white man? No, because it's only Black Lives Matter. Why? Because the NBA owners and their GMs obviously hate crackers. No other explanation. It's discriminatory, it's unfair, it's un-American, and it shows how the system must be reformed so we attain equity. I will continue in my quest for reform until blacks make up their apportioned 12% of the NBA. Fair is fair. So let's make it clear. NBA hiring practices show a total lack of equity and the league clearly racist. And I'll grant you this, against the Trump administration, you could make the following argument. You could take the numbers that I cited above and you could claim that in fact they hired 0 black judges, as Kamala had stated. It's logical by leftist standards, as all the judges that he promoted are likely to vote for him. And as Joe Biden stated,
but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
So look, let me take it down a notch because I just thought of that. And I guess that by this leftist ethos, I suppose you can make the claim that both organizations are racist in their hiring practices. That doesn't excuse the NBA. And Mark Cuban, I know you're listening out there, I expect $1 million contract on my desk in the morning, or else I am going to be suing you and the NBA for your discrimination. And hopefully, for those of you out there claiming the Trump administration is so racist, please explain in the comments section below how they even possibly compare in their bigoted actions to the NBA. I'm looking forward to the argument. If you guys like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all notifications, share the video with a friend, and thumb it up. And most of all, have a fantastic day. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Peace out.